Hello and welcome, my name is dragondrop and this is the joinDOTALeague. We are still in the starter division and this is the game between the Snotbagz
Radiant
and
team
Darkstorm.
ban.
Snotbagz sitting at 4 wins and 2 losses, and they're up against it here now as Darkstorm is sitting
Dire
at 6
team
and 0.
ban.
They've won every single game that they had played so far. Before we go ahead, let me just turn down the sound a little bit. There we go. Also, I can't hear
Radiant
myself.
team pick.
So, this is the first game I can actually cast inside the game.
Dire
So,
team pick.
with the broadcaster channel and everything, all that cool jazz. As we see the draft progressing
Radiant
really
team
fast
pick.
right now. Snotbagz picking up the Nature's Prophet quite quickly. That hero probably played by the Mandarin in the offlane. And there's a Pugna too.
Radiant
so that
team ban.
spells push for me. And nothing but push. Nature's Prophet not coming online with the push too early, as opposed to the Pugna who can just walk up to the tower, use the Nether Blast to siege a tower basically.
10 seconds remaining.
But they will complement each other quite well when they do decide to push.
Dire
maybe
team ban.
5 to 10 minutes into the game when the Pugna
Radiant team
has his Nether Blast maxed out. Then they feel really, really strong. And the Treants will provide some shield for the tower damage that early in the game as well. Darkstorm though picking up the Death Prophet.
10 seconds
Also
remaining.
a very nice pusher for the mid lane. The
5
with the potent
seconds
nuke
remaining.
in the form of the Crypt Swarm. Once she gets some levels into that,
Reserve time.
maybe just Silence, that would help against the Pugna and whatever else Snotbagz will want to pick up. And more importantly, the Witchcraft passive. Once she gets a couple of points into that, then she can be quite dangerous to squishy heroes like the Pugna is. Mirana picked up as well. We'll see whether Darkstorm will want to combo that up with something like a Shadow Demon or a Bane.
Dire team ban.
Yeah, Bans. Snotbagz focusing on the strong heroes and strong supports like the Rubik. I mean, if the Rubik steals another blast, it can turn around. It can easily turn around against
10
you.
seconds
Snotbagz
remaining.
not wanting to take that chance. Crystal Maiden also banned out.
5
Very
seconds
popular
remaining.
support. She can do a whole lot.
Reserve time.
Darkstorm in the meantime banning out strong laners in form of the Timbersaw and the OD, and also some heroes
Dire
that you
team
just
pick.
don't want to deal with. Don't want to deal with the Bounty Hunter with that invis potential and the Slug. Basically the ganking that they bring to the table. Because let's face it, Death Prophet, if she gets caught out, she is pretty much dead unless she has her ulti running. And even then, if they manage to focus her down properly, then the ulti ends with her death. But
10
we'll see how this
seconds
works out.
remaining.
In, the more picks we see, the better
5
the game plan of
seconds
those two
remaining.
teams will be apparent to us. Not back now,
Reserve
dipping into the
time.
bonus time. What do you think about that next pickup? Undying. Interesting.
Radiant
Interesting.
team pick.
We don't see that a whole lot in competitive play, and it's a real shame because Undying is one of the best teamfight heroes in the game. He can do so much with the skill set. I mean, he can heal with Soul Rip, probably the most underwhelming ability though, compared to the others. The decay is really good. Steal Strength gives it to you, so it makes squishy heroes even squishier, all the while tanking
10
up the
seconds
Undying, who's
remaining.
really, really strong if he gets a couple of stacks.
5
With that
seconds
decay.
remaining.
Then the Tombstone, that's what Undying is all about pretty much in the early team
Reserve
fights. If
time.
he manages to put that down in a good position and without it being picked off immediately, which is really hard in the early game because it has quite some life points if he levels it up. And if they manage to control the team fight
Dire
around
team
that
pick.
Tombstone for as long as possible, then more and more zombies will spawn. Everyone will be slowed up. Oh god, now I'm slowed down. I think the capitalist from joinDOTA keeps talking about slowing up, and now that got into me as well. I don't think that's really proper English. I don't know. I don't like that expression because either speed up or slow down.
10 seconds remaining.
Anyway, Undying will be able to slow down all the enemy heroes
5 seconds
with the
remaining.
Tombstone and also later on with this passive. We'll see how that pick works out for them.
Reserve time.
Snotbagz in the meantime picking up the Leshrac. Very potent nuker. He is quite squishy once again. And it worries me a little bit when they're up against a Death Prophet. They will have no possibility to push, to counter push and defend the towers against the Death Prophet if she has her ulti up. But maybe they don't want to let it come to that as well, as we hear the pings in the background. I'm not sure who does that. Kind of annoying. Okay. Yeah, we see the Leshrac picked up. And it makes me think that Snotbagz doesn't want to let it come to that point where the Death Prophet can start pushing. They want to push early. Nature's Prophet can push, Pugna can push, as I mentioned earlier with the Nether Blast and Leshrac if he chooses to go for the Edict build, which is basically maxing out the Split Earth and the Edict as much as possible. Then he can take down towers extremely quickly. And also team fight quite well if he manages to
Radiant team pick.
The Split Earth. Don't really have much of a setup for it now, except for a Prophet Sprouts, maybe the Pugna Decrepify. Now that I think about it, it's actually quite a good combo, as the Decrepify is amplifying magic damage. And Split Earth does a whole lot of damage to begin with, so we'll see whether they want to put that to use.
10 seconds remaining.
To max out the lightning first to push the lanes out even further.
5 seconds remaining.
We'll see. Jakiro, nice hero to counter some of that split push with that.
Reserve time.
Big AoE abilities, and the Ice Path gives you really long range initiation. Dual Bath also has a decent range, so Jakiro can sit behind the tower and spam down the creep waves quite effectively. It's mostly damage over time, so.
Dire team ban.
But it still can help them out against that push coming out from the Snotbagz. And wow, they're going all out on this strat. Now picking up the Enigma.
Radiant team
and
ban.
So far every single hero brings out some form of pushing power with them. Be it the Pugna with the Nether Blast, the Prophet with the Nature's Call, the Shrek with the Edict, and the Enigma now has the Eidolons.
10 seconds remaining.
To jungle quite early and efficiently.
5 seconds
but I don't
remaining.
know, they might just put him in a lane. Because when he gets his Eidolons up, he is really hard to gank. Depending on the lane, of course, but if the gank takes too long, then that's pretty bad, because those Eidolons, if there's 2 instances of it, so 6 in total, they can do a whole lot of damage. So yeah, but he's probably gonna go into the jungle. They've run that like that in the past. Darkstorm banning out the Luna. And Snotbagz needs some sort of carry. And Luna is of course a carry that is able to push a whole lot and team fight a whole lot. By virtue of the glaze.
Dire
and
team
her
pick.
Eclipse Luna. Oh. It will come
Radiant
to that in a second.
team pick.
But Snotbagz really would need a tanky hero in the front lines against the Death Prophet, against the Mirana. In general, against these heroes that have a lot of nuking power, and especially with the Drow Ranger now, if they get on top of any of those heroes, they can burst them down pretty quickly. So yeah, Snotbagz picking up the Lightning Throw. Haven't seen that a whole lot in competitive play. He received a small buff with his wolves, as they're now invisible at level 3 instead of level 4. But he is a strength hero, and if he gets enough farm, he will be able to be that tanky carry in the front lines that they really need. The pause coming up, which gives us an opportunity to talk about the Drow Ranger. Now, Drow Ranger, probably the bane of all pop storms. Whenever I play them, I always die and we lose, because I can't do anything with her. But that's just the way this hero works. If she gets ahead, she gets her farm, and she starts ganking successfully, then she will be able to basically carry pretty damn well and do a whole lot of damage just by virtue of her ultimate marksmanship, which gives a ton of agility and with that damage and attack speed. But if you manage to shut her down, she is basically a non-factor in the game. So with serial Snotbagz, it will be able to do that with this early aggression coming out of them. So doesn't seem to be any action right now as both teams are huddled close to the tower and the base. So let's take a look at the lineup. For Darkstorm, we have Pixie on the carry Drown Ranger, walking to the safe lane, supported by Dio on the Undying.
30 seconds to battle.
On the Jakiro, looking to place a ward. Yep. Death Prophet gonna be handled by Lils in the mid lane. And offlane Mirana gonna be played by Ecstasis. On the Radiant side, we've got the Manon, as I mentioned, in the offlane on the Nature's Prophet, looking to pick up his levels. Put an early point into teleportation to place a ward right here. We didn't block any camps with any other wards.
The battle
so
begins.
I'm not sure if that was the right idea. Usually you want the tree and stop you out in the lane. But if he manages to get level 2 then it should be alright. Katala, the captain, gonna be on the support Enigma, denying one of the creeps in the mid lane, so Cody can have a little bit better time on the Pugna. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Lycan will start off in lane, supported by Shrek, played by Simon. Benzard, of course, on the Lycanthrope. So, Pugna versus Death Prophet. Should be a wash. I mean, both heroes have a viable nuke. Both heroes can really do a lot of damage to the other hero if they manage to catch him out. The crits from arguably a little bit easier to land, as you don't have to walk up too close. The Grabify, you don't want to do that. Not against the Grip Tom, it's not helping you a whole lot. Alright, the one advantage that the Snotbagz have is that they have a dedicated jungler in the Enigma. Already picking up some good CS. Starting off with some Clarities and the Sage's Masks, so you can keep up that demonic conversion. But Nature's Prophet didn't put a pointer to the Treants. Yeah, the man probably wants that ability to sprout into teleport. That's really smart, as they have an Undying if he manages to get some of these zombies going as he puts his early point into the Tombstone. Could be going wrong very fast for the Nature's Prophet, so okay, smart decision I would say. Mirana doing what an offlane Mirana does. Staying alive. They don't really have a way to catch her, as Leshrac doesn't really have a set of stun. He doesn't put a point into any of his abilities yet, so he's gonna hold on. Mirana shouldn't get too much CS though, as if the Leshrac manages to hit a stun, if Simon is on the wall with that, then Ecstasis will be in a lot of trouble and now puts up his point. As Katala is running around, and is there... nope. No mana for Malefice. But that will force Mirana out of lane. No first blood. What? Oh, she's ballsy. Okay. But yeah, sadly, no mana. But instead they're just gonna turn it into a push, and that's really smart. The Shrek got his point into the Edict, so... he uses it.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Tower, and you have to do that. But now the glyph is down for a couple of minutes. Cardi in the meantime, as I said, doing quite well. But so is the Death Prophet, and she actually got a couple of denies, so slight advantage for Lils. Nature's Prophet really prioritizing the teleport. Don't usually see Nature's Prophet do that, but I'm sure the Manon has a reason to do that. His ward sadly got counter warded, so he doesn't have a whole lot of vision up there, so he has to play a little careful. Yeah, really passive game so far. Benzard and Ra both getting pretty equal amount of farm right now.
Dire's
this
bottom tower is under
already
attack.
taking a lot of damage, and whenever they decide to push again, as we see another wave of conversions from Katana. Waiting on the next creep wave. Oh, the Shrek probably took a couple tower shots, might want to consider using the stealth. And they can spam down this creep wave with another wave of conversions. And then they're gonna take that tower down. Lil's gonna pick up the Invis rune. Probably a little bit too late for that. But we see the Jakiro rotating down to try and stop that push a little bit, but it's just not possible against the conversions and the
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
So very early tower, utilizing the strengths of the lineup really well. Shrek already sitting on 1000 gold. We'll see if he wants to pick up boots into arcane boots. It's usually what you want. Target is holding up for a while, also sitting at about 1000 gold now. Now he's returning back into the jungle. So it's the Banzwit. He's gonna pick up the lats, as he already has during the facilities. So, solid item progression. Pixie. A Ring of Aquila and some boots. We'll see what she wants to pick up first. Maybe going for a Shadow Blade. Something like that. Dying. Picked up a Ring of Regen, maybe on the way to a Mac. Should quite work well on dying. But yeah, still very passive game. Probably still not looking to push himself just yet. Still not planning to put some pressure on this top lane. Now would be the time to do it. So supports rotated out. Undying, not sure what he's gonna do. But all huddling around the mid lane, but Lils doesn't have any mana and no bottle charges, so I'm not sure what they aim to do here. But he doesn't have mana either, but his not wild crowing right now. Oh, we see double damage from picked up by Lils, so maybe the word go. Them to put some pressure up on their own. Double damage part. Gonna drink some bottle charges. Nope, just the grip form, not choosing to use it ult yet. Ball's coming out as a Banzwit has some connection problems, it seems. Draw Ranger going for the threats first. Unless she wants to build that into Hand of Midas, but it'll be a little bit late for that. Usually if you want to go for Hand of Midas, you want to get it as early as possible, and then you wouldn't build something like the Ring of Aquila and may even want to consider skipping the boots, as she could have in that defensive tri lane, and she didn't have too much pressure on her. Yeah, the Manon doing okay. Compared to the offlane Mirana, a little bit behind, as she had a tri lane up against her instead of a dual lane down bottom. There we go, back into the game. So this build, the skill build, tells me that he wants to start ganking early and help.
Put it out of your mind.
But I'm not quite sure how that gels with the rest of the lineup. The rest of the strategy coming out from the Snotbagz. Cody now full of mana, got his arcane boots. Get some boots as well. So he's a little bit quicker. Man. Death Prophet does a lot of damage with a precision aura. 25 extra damage. Really helps her out. Oh, Jakiro spotted by the Radiant Ward. And he gets caught out. Nope. Snotbagz going the wrong way. Enigma not able to get up Malefice up. Oh, Mirana arrow hits him right in the face. That's a 5-second arrow. Starfall to follow up. And there's the Retractor and Malefice. Will get him away, but there's the Ice Power from the Jakiro. Gets back in. Katal is in a lot of trouble. Last auto attack from the Jakiro. Will finish him up. And now, Leshrac, not long for the world. Another auto attack will clean him up. And the arrow is gonna land. Barely. Like a throw. Looking to clean something up, but the Mirana ulti will be able to get him out of trouble. Another blast. shot, but not gonna kill anyone. Very nice exchange for Darkstorm. Very nice rotation from the Mirana. Hitting 2 very nice arrows. Yeah, she almost paid the price, but Jakiro rotating back around with that ice path, preventing Katala from escaping now. Very well played. So now, Snotbag's gonna look to make something happen, something different.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah.
Dire's structures are
Up,
fortified.
so wants to save another last.
Radiant's top tower
Already
is
has
under
some extra
attack.
bottle charges, so that'd be alright. But the tombstone dissuading them from going right now.
Radiant's top tower
Draw
has
Ranger
fallen.
left to complete free farm on the top lane. She finished on the top lane. You finished off the tower, finished the threads, already got another 1,400 gold. And that's really worrying. They have to account for Draw Ranger at some point. They have to kill her once or twice. Otherwise she will just go in and kill everyone.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Oh, nice silence, nice ice path, and there's the ulti from Death Prophet, Grip Swarm, bringing Katala, and Simon will take the fall. Katala misclick a little bit as he stutter steps back into the lane. He will pay the price. Party clean up as well. Yeah, that's even without the Draw Ranger, who is happily
Radiant's top
ignoring
tower is
everything
under
else.
attack.
Put a lot of pressure
Radiant's
on the top lane.
structures are fortified.
Man, and we'll see what he can do to stop that for now. But yeah,
Does it end?
the Undying with the Tombstone,
Prophet.
dissuading them from basically going in, finishing off. what they
Radiant's
started
middle
in that
tower is
in the
under
middle
attack.
tower.
Radiant's middle
Then
tower
the Death
has
Prophet coming in
fallen.
with the ultimate.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Well
under
played.
attack.
And the rest of the lineup of Darkstorm is really able to put enough pressure on around the map, and they have enough pushing power to do that and threaten the towers as well, as we just saw, to really create enough space for Pixie
Radiant's
to form
bottom
up.
tower is under attack.
Pixie's gonna go for a Helm of the Dominator.
Dire's middle
imagine
tower
with the
is
Helm of
under.
Iron will pick
Dire's
up.
middle tower has fallen.
Now Snotbagz.
Radiant's bottom tower has
Listening up the middle
fallen.
tower. Hero looking to engage. Dio as well. Tombstone is up, so they'll be back for them. Prophet ulti. Gonna go in, not gonna do a whole lot. And Pugna takes a fall. Nice silence from the Draw Ranger, finally joins the fight. But they really have a lot of trouble with the Tombstone. They now finally clean it up. Benzoid still in front lines in his ultimate form. But the Death Prophet, the Rune of Many Winds on her. Double damage rune. Just a little bit too strong right now. Take a look at the graphs. Difference in gold earned. Yeah, we see that. 6 kills and 2 towers. 3 towers actually. So 1 tower advantage. That makes a 5,000 gold lead. In terms of XP, right around that same area. Sitting about 4,000 in favor of Darkstorm. So they're squarely ahead this early in the game. But they're lagging. That's not good. 1,000 ping. Oh, okay. So, gonna take a small break. Shagair also needs to do some business. Mirana has recovered quite well. On her way to Yasha with the Blade of Alacrity already completed. Next we have the Starstorm, so a more teamfight oriented lineup. 2 points onto the arrow. If she maxes the arrow out first, it might be a little bit more gank orientated. But then again, they don't really have too good of a setup for that arrow either, unless the Jakiro lands on an ice path. So, right decision not to rely on that arrow and instead being able to do a lot of damage with the Starstorm in those team fights when Snotbagz are grouping up to push down another tower. So, I only agree with that. Cody, he's been picked out way too quickly in these team fights. All he has is the arcane boots and a bottle, so no items to tank him out whatsoever. Still sitting at only 660 HP, and that's not enough against that burst coming out from the Death Prophet at this point, which is 300 magic damage alone from the Quit Swarm. That is mitigated, of course, by standard magic resistance, but still, it'll take maybe a third of his health. And the crit swarm is spammable. Combine that with the Star Storm, with everything that the Jakiro brings to the table. And he's maxing out the dual breath first. So combine all that and Cardi will never have a good time unless he tanks up just a little bit. Demandum finished up the Midas. It'll help him catch up a little bit. And this also means that you're gonna have to go a little bit later into the game. And with that lineup, I don't know. I don't know if that's a good idea. I mean, the Prophet really has to armor quickly and build something that'll help his team really win these fights and push down towers quickly. Because Midas not doing a whole lot for him. Some heroes you can argue that the attack speed is really beneficial. For Prophet as well to some degree, but unless he builds some damage item, he doesn't do a whole lot of right click damage. He's sitting at 71. Not too shabby, but not the end of the world either. So, but if you're talking about something like someone like a Tiny, he benefits from that attack speed tremendously. Man, and he's lag problems. Unfortunate. He's resetting his router. Let's hope it'll sort this out. It's really not helping a whole lot. Who wouldn't imagine? Alright, Benzot picked up the Vladimirs and the Treads. Not a whole lot else to his name right now, though. And he also needs some time to really get online. Shots fired? What? Damn Russians. Oh, okay. Just having a little bit of fun there. Yeah, I'm not sure if there's a lineup finds the opening that they need in the mid game to really shine and really put up enough pressure to actually take the tier 2s and not just the tier 1s. I mean, Pugna, if he gets enough farm and stays alive during these fights, they can take down towers quite quickly. But as I said in the draft, he is squishy. So is the Leshrac. We've seen him picked up a couple of times as well. So, and Darkstorm right now has a good lineup to punish that. Pixie is farming quite well. He's starting to go into these fights. Maxing out the precision aura, that's a lot of bonus damage. 31 for her. Or we saw 31. Yeah, it's based on her intelligence, of course. So 31 bonus damage for all the ranged heroes. Only Undying is not profiting from that, so they can fight. They can fight right now. Undying with the Tombstone, allowing them to decide where to fight and when to fight. Mirana, of course, as I mentioned earlier, picking up the burst damage from the Starstorm. That'll help out. Well, it's the leap, of course. No one really talks about the leap. And in terms of what they bring to a team fight, gives everyone a movement speed bonus and a little bit of attack speed bonus, but it's not really, not really a whole lot, at least with only 2 points into it. 32 attack speed is as much as a Midas gives you, almost, so. It also helps a lot if you decide to leap into these team fights to get a good Starstorm off. Not sure what else to say as this pause drags on a little bit. Lils picked up the headdress on the way to Mechanism, one would imagine. And once that's done, they can really start putting on a lot of pressure on their own. I mean, what can Snotbagz really do if the Death Prophet waltzes in with her ultimate? Can spam out the Nether Blast? Sort of. If Pugna doesn't get caught out by Nice Path. Shrek can't do a whole lot as he needs to stick around with the Edict for it to do some damage. He can throw the stun, but that's about it. Enigma, his his conversions will only be spammed down at feed against the Death Prophet. And Jakiro as well with his AoE abilities. So yeah, Prophet, Treants, non-factor at this point in the game. Again, he might have been able to put up some more in the top lane. More CS and some more levels. He just put some more points into the nature's call to try and harass the Dry Ranger out a little bit, because she is squishy in the early stages of the game, so she builds some items. And she now has her Helm of the Dominator as well. So, alright, seems like we're ready to go again. Yep, so I'm pausing. Ecstasis. Gonna look to defend that push that's coming up on the top lane. Shooting an arrow, not gonna land. A Kiro and a Mirana should have no problem stopping this push whatsoever. We'll keep an eye on that. Oh, they're actually rotating around. Will they have a smoke? No. Gonna ward up. Yeah. Both teams now really passive again, and as I said, once the mechanism goes up on a death profit, they will look to push, and now the mechanism is done on the other side. We'll see whether they want to use that to their advantage. They have a timing window where they have a mech and the others don't, so that'll give you a lot of sustain if they decide to push. But sustain is only important if you don't get picked off immediately. Massive pings coming out. They realize that there is an observer ward down here. Yeah, and they're grouping up in the middle lane, looking for someone. Push out, but Lils knows what's up. Got a regen rune. And I'm pretty sure he saw Cardi coming out of the tree line, so the jig is up. Lils has face boots. He has 4 points into Witchcraft, so he's pretty damn fast with 412 move speed. And what do they really have to lock it down? The Grabify will be one. Oh, as we see an engagement on top lane. Pixie is pushing along with the Undying and a Jack Hero. Probably should put his the liquid fire
Dire's
into
bottom
tower
tower is under attack.
but that's arguable. It's damage over time, but it's also an attack slow. And attack speed slow. Not the best against this lineup, as they don't depend on that as much, except for Lycanthrope and the Nature's Prophet, who isn't even there at the moment, I don't think. Where is he? No, he wasn't in the general area. So yeah. Oh! The Crapify and the Life Drain coming out, and Malif has got up on him. Shakari is a little bit in trouble. He popped the South. There's the Black Hole on the two supports. Metal Blast followed up, and Hero will be cleaned up. There's Death Throat getting a 4-man silence on the back of this. Grim Swarm will take Katala and Simon. Katala clean up. Benzoid looking back to support, but Simon will take a fall. The Mandarin is in trouble. Lil's now dropping really low with the life drain, but the ultimate wears out from Benzoid, so he's not able to really keep up with him. And basically realizing that there's no stuns and no more teammates left to help him out, teleporting away. So 2 for 3 trade. They use the black hole, get something out of it, but the Death Prophet flanking around with the ultimate up. 4-man silence, and that's a level 1 silence. Oh yeah, level 1 silence is the same radius. I think they changed that at some point. Can't be sure. Might be that at some point the silence used to scale in radius as well. Oh, Mirana! Yes. Oh, he catches out. Lycanthrope. Benzoid did a lot of trouble. He's taking a lot of burst damage. The stun from Lashrak. Gonna bail him out though. Mirana not gonna pursue. But yeah, set up by this ward up here on the high ground next to the Ancients. There's the Tombstone up. Undying. They really balls out right here. They really want that tower down. But will be denied. Oh, Metal Blast is blocking the towers. And
Radiant's
Enigma
top
denied,
tower
but he's gonna
has
eat an
been
arrow for his
denied.
trouble. Carti, all of a sudden, in trouble. Eats the Ice Blast, but that's the mechanism keeping up the fighting trade. And Jakiro! Yep, he wanted to pick up the Pugna, didn't count on the mechanism. And he got caught out with another excellent split earth. Beats the return kill. So, yeah, they're now picking up the reward. They realize something has to be up. But he's still taking a lot of damage. Going straight for the Aghanim Scepter. And point booster, and once he picks up the Ogre Club, that will help him out a little bit. And that should be enough for him to stay alive in these teamfights even without the mechanism immediately popped. Marauder picks up double damage rune and if she finds Lycanthrope now. She does! But Lycanthrope does a lot of damage too as well now. And he wants blood. And yeah, you can't run away from that.
Lucky shot.
Can't run away from a Lycanthrope.
Prone to the wolves.
Ulti, as there is max move speed. So very nice kill from him there. But Lilith's looking to pick up some.
Go, my sweet
Uses the ultimate. Bento doesn't have his ulti, so and he's silenced up. Griffswalm will pick him up. Cardi looking for revenge. But the ice path. And the ultimate is still going on quite a while, so probably a wise decision not to go in there. Demander though. Darkstorm isn't done just yet. Demander maybe looking to bait him out. Simon Cardi again taking a crit swarm to the face. Nice part from the low ground, and Jakiro is in so much trouble. Yeah, Sprout into Sprout will pick him up quite easily. So it's a 1-for-1, 1-for-2 trade.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And they protect the jungle. But in the meantime, the top tower is taking some damage up here. Just to the Drow Ranger and the Undying. And yet that Drow Ranger has been left alone. She finished her Yasha of her own, looking to Amanda Star. I would imagine. They don't have a whole lot of lockdown. I mean, they can chase her down with the Lycanthrope. If they manage to land a split earth, then they can bring it down. But apart from that, and they really do. Or need to lead off with a Decrepify into a stun, and that would pick her off still at this point. Yeah, she is quite squishy. As I said, as mentioned earlier, she's quite squishy in all stages of the game. But you can't really rely on that if there's so many other heroes that also have a good impact on these teamfights. For example, the Marauder. Taking a look at the graphs. Snotbagz managed to stop the bleeding though with the last couple of engagements that they had. Gold advantage for Darkstorm, sitting about 6,000 experience. Yep. Or sitting at 5,000 in their favor as well. So, advantage not growing as much as it had earlier, but Darkstorm still in the lead. Snotbagz not out of trouble just yet. As we see the pressure coming up on the middle tier 1 now. Dying. Put up Defiance and head was done, so he's going for the pipe. And I really like that. I really like to see more pipes, especially against a lineup that relies on magic damage, and Snotbagz does. I mean, the Pugna and Nether Blast is one of the main damage sources, as well as the Shrek. Arrow, fishing arrow gonna be shot, gonna miss though. The Shrek going with that split of Edict build that I mentioned before. It's the main source of magic damage, and the Lycanthrope is the only source of physical damage, so if they bring him down...
Perfect.
Dire's top
Arrows
tower
tornado
is
Katara,
under
but
attack.
Do I want to... Nope.
Go,
Thought about diving in, but they look to put on some pressure on tower. Ice Path comes in from the... Ooh, that...
Dire's top
That's like
tower
old
is
Tony
under
whiffed.
attack.
Foiled back.
And you'll pay the price for a Macropier.
We hardly knew.
Radiant's
Take out
middle
an entire
tower
area of
has
the place.
fallen.
There's
Dire's
Mirana
top
ulti,
tower is
and
under
that will
attack.
Crown Banzo to get the hell out of that. It takes a lot of damage, but the Drow Ranger, as I said earlier, if you let a free farm, she'll just do that. She'll walk up to you, shoot you in the face. Split off. Gonna delay the push a little bit, but Kadi back in, takes a lot of damage.
No!
Arrow's gonna hit with the grab fly up, so he's gonna go down. Jakiro did a really good job.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Just disrupting the fight. He was standing basically right here,
Radiant's
on the
middle
sideline,
tower is under attack.
throwing out the ice power, throwing out the macro fire, basically forcing
Radiant's
the fight to go
middle
around
tower
this
has
side.
fallen.
Perfect.
And yeah, creating safe side. Oh, nice 3-man stun. Where's the follow-up? There's no follow-up at this
Radiant's middle barracks has
point. Like
fallen.
doing what he can. How are they gonna find the Mirana though? With the ice path? I'm not sure they'll work. And the mechanism will keep her alive. Basically, they forced the fight in this area.
Dire's bottom
While
tower is
Darkstorm
under attack.
could use that entire area that was cut off by the Jakiro for their positional advantage.
Dire's top
So, yeah.
tower is under
At least
attack.
the range racks, melee racks is
Dire's
still up and running, so
structures
it's
are
not the worst thing
fortified.
ever, but make no mistake, it was a really bad loss for Snotbagz. A really nice win for Darkstorm, and yeah, it's just a draw ranger, as I said. She's hitting hard. Finish Amanda style. We'll see if she wants to go into some damage dealing items right now. Maybe a Desolator, maybe a NKB, or Daedalus even. That from it, we saw the yields picking up the Enigma as he casts his Black Hole. Didn't catch anyone in Black Hole anyway, but now he knows that whenever he casts one, he needs to catch a Death Prophet. He needs to catch Mirana too, and also the Jakiro. They have a decent number of disables to get him out of that, and long range disables as well. Benzo looking to split push a little bit. And see the line drawn out. For some reason. Snotbagz, they're struggling to find a way to deal with this. I mean, they're looking to catch someone out. But right now, they took the win, Darkstorm, and they're now playing defensively again. Pushing out all the lanes. Oh, and yeah, they must realize that there's a ward here. Does it block this camp? Pretty sure, because there's no creeps there right now. Oh no, never mind. There's the magic bush. Warded up by the dire side. And yeah. Take a look at the vision. Absolutely no map control for Snotbagz. This is the sphere of influence. Yeah, maybe that. Looking at the dire side though, they have so many wards. That aggressive ward here in the jungle. One still up at the ancients. They know what's up. They can use the entire map to farm up. Don't want to farm up. They want to take that tower. They want to take it now with the ultimate up. Ice Path once again. 2-man silence. That's a long silence right now from that power. She has a DD rune, so nice stun gun catch him out, and there's the edict.
Allies
Sprout
disappear.
gonna take Lils. But he is quite tanky now. He picked out the ultimate on the way to the side. Another 3-man. Ice Power Necropile into the ice for Bender is gonna shine. Tombstone got up in the back of this. And yep, there's GG. Cody does what he can, but silence up.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Triple kill!
Dire victory.
Very nice game.
Not to speak with rangers.
Darkstorm. Some really nice team fights, and that's those silences coming out from Death Prophet. If she levels that up, that's super long. And Snotbagz relying on their spells to do most of the damage. I mean, the Shrek and the Pugna, or the Enigma, what are they gonna do if you silence them up? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And they have a silence not only in Death Prophet but also on the Dragon Ranger. So, very well played. And we'll go into game number 2 momentarily.